The big talking point of the weekend isn't the result of the Austrian Grand Prix, as Pecco Bagnaia has won his third race in a row and closed the gap down in the World Championship. It isn't even the new chicane at the Red Bull Ring, or the fact that Gas are MotoGP next year with Tech 3. On Saturday, it was officially confirmed that from 2023, the MotoGP class will have a Saturday sprint race at every Grand Prix. This sprint race will replace one practice session and will be half the distance of the Grand Prix, and half points will be awarded to the top 9 finishers. The idea behind it is obviously to gain a bigger audience for the Saturday, and then hoping that more people will tune into the race on Sunday. World Superbikes have used this format for a number of years now with their Superpole race. That is a 10-lap race that sets the grid for race 2 on a Sunday. And F1 has introduced a number of sprint races throughout the 2021 and 2022 season. But with MotoGP sprint race, it won't set the grid for Sunday's race. Qualifying will remain the same, and it will set the grid for both races. You're probably going to wonder what my opinion is on the sprint races. Well, I think more racing is a good thing. But is it going to solve the issue with MotoGP currently? No. There's a lot more factors that need to be sorted first to make the racing better. In my opinion, we need to solve the issue with aero and reduce ride height devices or ban them, as I think with the amount of aero and devices that we have on the machines now, it does limit how close we can actually get the races on a Sunday. Also, to spark fan interest, there needs to be more access for fans when they attend the Grand Prix, which is something that I believe Dorna have promised going forward next year. But what about the millions of fans around the world watching on TV? Let's be honest, it is not cheap to watch MotoGP if you're in the UK, and that is just speaking from my personal situation. You have to pay nearly £30 a month to gain access to BT Sport to watch MotoGP in the UK. Also, Dorna's VIDEOPASS is very expensive compared to equivalents that F1 have. For example, I pay £3 a month to access the content on F1's site, but with MotoGP, there's only a one-off payment of £160. I don't have that money to pay outright, and also there is no monthly option to even pay it off. So, firstly, Dorna will need to reduce costs dramatically to bring in more fans, which I hope they do, as the VIDEOPASS content is great. But getting onto the sprint races, the riders have had their say, and it seems that they weren't consulted about the decision, and there is a clear split between the riders that who are against it and who is for it. Fabio Quartararo and Alicia Spargo clearly stated that they aren't for it and would prefer if the weekend schedule stayed the same. But riders like Joan Mir, Marc Marquez and especially Jack Miller are welcoming the prospect of more racing. Jack Miller made a great point. If it's successful, it's a good decision. But if it doesn't work, they could just reassess and scrap it if it doesn't. For example, if it doesn't work, will they scrap it just after one season, after putting so much emphasis on making the sport better? It's a hard decision to see, and let's be honest, it's that far down the line, it's quite difficult to predict. We are heading into a new era of MotoGP, and time will tell next season if it's the right step. But like we have mentioned, there are many more factors that need to be addressed first. I, for one, will give sprint races a chance, and then we will see from there. We'd love to hear your thoughts on sprint races in the comments below. Do you think it's the right move, or do you think things should stay the same? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, as it helps us a lot, and don't forget to subscribe to Crash MotoGP for more content.